it is passing the default parameter create a replace procedure. Procedure name is welcome. As procedure greeting in char default is FY center.
हाँ सर कौन
Here default is FY center. Then here we pass greeting MySpace. Here we are calling a procedure which is not any having value. First, I am defining a procedure. Now I call the procedure welcome. Here I am not passing any parameter value. The default value FY center is added. Welcome to myspace.com. Already we are giving a myspace.com here, and here we are passing the default value MySpace. Welcome. Here we are defining a MySpace value. Now you can call the procedure using anonymous block. Another procedure or package, you must own the procedure or have execute privileges. Create or replace procedure. Procedure name is process employee. Then cursor employee is select employee ID from employee. Begin or employee record in cursor. So here we are defining what looping raise salary. The raise salary is a procedure name. Then we are passing a ID. Then end of the loop. So calling the procedure. So we can invoke the procedure by using anonymous block or another PLSQL subprogram. So in the two way you can call the procedure. You can call through the anonymous block or you can call through the another procedure or SQL statement. Then handling the exception in a procedure. So when you develop a procedure that are called from the other procedure, you should be aware of the effect that handle and unhandle exception have on transaction and calling the procedure. When an exception is raised in the called procedure, the control is immediately goes to the exception section. When the procedure is when the exception is raised in a called procedure, so when the exception is arises, then it is immediately goes to the exception section of that block, and exception section is considered handled if the exception section provide a handler for the exception raised. When exception occurs and it is handled, the following flow takes place. If the exception is arises, then what is happened? The exception is raised, control is transferred to the exception handler which is handling the exception. The block is terminated. The calling program block continue to execute as if nothing has happened. So this is the core thing is happened. So handled exception. So So we are creating a procedure. Create procedure R department. So create procedure R department. Then P name, manager, and location. Now we are inserting a record into the department table. Values, the next value are using sequence value, then name, manager ID, then location ID. So after storing the information, so it is showing you the records are added. So now we are calling the procedure, create procedure. Procedure name is create departments. Then we're calling the in the procedure we're calling another procedure add department. Then we're passing the value. The handle exception example is what? One is exception not handled. Calling procedure one. Okay, if you are defining exception, if it is not handled, so it is showing you exception not handled. When the exception is not handled, as discussed earlier, when an exception is raised in a called procedure, so where you are calling a procedure, if your exception is raised, the control immediately goes to the exception section of that block. If the exception section doesn't provide an handler for the raise exception, then it is not handled. The exception is raised, the block terminate because no exception handler is exist in any DML operation. The exception propagate to the exception section of the calling procedure, that is control to the return the exception section. So if your exception is arises, if it is not handled, then automatic it is terminated. That is a general rule of your programming language. Next, I move to the next chapter, creating a function. As you know, the function is a named PLSQL block that return a value. So when you call a function, it is return a value. It can be stored in the database as a schema, object, or repeated execution. Is called as part of expression. It is used to provide a parameter. You can pass a value to a function and you can return a value. It can be grouped into the PLSQL package. Okay, so it is grouped into the PLSQL package that is called the function. In the package, you can define the function. Now, in the description part, we are defining a function is a PLSQL block that can accept the parameter. So it will accept the parameter value. So you can use a function to compute a value. Function and procedure are structured like a function must return a value to the calling environment, whereas a procedure return zero or more value. So procedure return zero or more value. Function doesn't return zero or more value. Okay. A function must have a return clause in the header, at least one return statement in the executable section. Function can be stored in the database as a schema object for repeated execution. A function that stored in the database is referred to as a function. Function promote the reusability. So once you are defining a function, you can reuse it again and again. A function may also call as part of SQL expression or as part of PL/SQL expression. In the context SQL expression, a function must obey the specific rule to the control side effect. In a PL/SQL expression, the function identifier acts like a variable whose value depends upon the parameter passed to it. Okay. So you can pass a value to a function. Function is return a value. Procedure doesn't return any kind of value. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So what is the syntax of creating a function? A function in a PL/SQL block that return a value. A return statement must be provided to return value with a data type that is consistent with the PL/SQL function declaration. You can create a new function with create function statement which may declare in a list of parameters. It must retain one value and define the action to be performed. You should consider the following point about the creating a function. So what is that? The replace option you have to use. Okay, create or replace. So replace statement you have to use here. Then return statement is used if you want to return any kind of value from a function. The PL/SQL block starts with the begin after the declaration of any local variable. So any function that you have to define, so it is start with the what begin and end statement. In the begin and end statement, you can define the function body. You cannot reference a host or bind variable in the PL/SQL block of a store function. Store function is what? Which is predefined function. In the predefined function, you cannot bind any kind of value. The difference between function and procedure, here it is given. One is procedure, another is function. So what is the difference? The procedure execute as a PL/SQL statement. It is invoked as a part of expression. It do not contain any return clause. It must contain a return clause in the header file. It can pass the value using output parameter. It must return a single value. It can contain a return statement without a value. It must contain at least one return statement. Okay, so if the function is returning you value, but the procedure doesn't return any kind of value. It is a main difference. You can execute, but it is invoked. Do not return the clause in the header. It return the clause in the header file. Can pass the value as a parameter, but here must contain a single value to pass a parameter value. Okay. So in the next class, we go for this how to creating a function and how to call. Already we know, but elaborately we have to discuss. Okay. Next class is on Monday.
Thank you, sir.